little fun fact. There are more women on this planet than men. In the United States, we have about a quarter of our population in jail. Another quarter of our population identifies as LGBTQ. So with that being said, it is a nigga shortage out here. It is a shortage of available good niggas out here. So for all you bitches that think you deserve your own nigga, like your own personal nigga, like that's only yours. Like, okay, it's some women that do. But are you that bitch? Like, what do you bring to the table that make you think you deserve your own nigga and it's a nigga shortage? Sis, grow up. You gonna have to share that nigga. That's our nigga.
Shalom. I like to give all glory and praise honor to Adonai Yahweh Bashem Shalom Malak Yahweh Shah Bashem Kakadash. The bond to the apostles and the elders great millstone, peace, citation, hope for elect. Scattered across the four winds of the earth. Shalom. And the title of this video, I'm gonna title this video you women will have to share a man in that day. So I may title it something to that effect. And as you can see in that video that I showed, this woman is, a so-called black woman, and usually they're the ones that will be against, topics like this. But I mean, Israelite women in general, but especially the so-called black women, they will curse you, they will fight you, they'll probably potentially even, they will spaz on you and definitely probably even want to throw hands at you if you tell them that they must be submissive to a man and that they must share a man in that day of Jacob's trouble. Because women can't really handle the truth. So, and one problem with the the way people was taught in society, they will say that, one woman is good for one man. That's the Edomite type of what you call it? Yeah, that's the Edomite way of living. That's how the heathens will live. One woman is good for them. But for the Israelite man, we need to have multiple women. And another thing too is like they don't want to push the topic of polygamy because they're trying to control the population, It's all population control at the end of the day. And Esau is focusing on depopulating the world. So this devil's trying to decrease the population from 7.5 billion, however much the people is in this world, almost like 8 billion people in this world. So he's trying to reduce it to 500 million. And, that's an estimate, so there could be way more people than that, because the Most High even said in those scriptures that you can't really number our people. So, Esau can't put a number on certain things. His technology is not on the level where you could number what the Most High can do. But I don't want to go too much in depth with that. I mostly want to explain how that woman in there, she actually had this, a spirit on her to, especially for being a so-called black woman. She looked like a Judite woman, and she mentioned that there's a nigger shortage, well, a male shortage. Usually like when you see like in the so-called black community, that's their lingo. They will refer to each other as niggas or whatever. But, in the truth, we mostly say brothers. And people that we mostly refer to as a nigga is, somebody that don't have this truth. Is somebody that is, pretty much against this truth as a result for not having the understanding, And honestly, she was right in that video, that there's a male shortage, because when you consider the amount of men that's out here, it's very small, because the realest men out here is the 144,000 men. Mostly the men that have this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And then you even have like some men that's part of the 1/3 to be saved as well, that, will come and convert into this truth, in their respected time, But the real men out here is mostly in the 144,000. Yeah. Like, first and foremost. And then you consider how much, biological males out there, because what makes you a real man is you being a spiritual man. A lot of men out there, they may be physically a man, biologically a man, but spiritually, they're not really developed as a man because they don't have this knowledge, wisdom, understanding. So, going by, in a biological sense, calling them a man, yeah, let's go by that now. And let's say, when you consider how much men that's in the LGBTQ community, yes, and I'm talking about even transgender women, men that converted to women, and then men that are just gay, but they haven't changed their gender or got a sex change. And then, Esau say it's over 70 something genders, this fucking weirdo ass devil. So whatever man out there that's considering himself as whatever fucking gender, you have a lot of men that's mostly becoming gay over time. And you consider the amount of men that's in the jail system, and even them, they will be gay to, just to satisfy the fact that they know that there's no woman in there, so they will try to find an alternative, which is trying to find a man that look like a woman in the jail, or trying to make a man his bitch, And it's like, when you consider how much men that's in jail, how much, men that's in the LGBTQ communities, yeah, how much men that, pretty much die out here, there's a real shortage on real men. How much men out there that is actually effeminate, that are spiritually emasculated, and it's a lot. I mean, you consider like those single mother homes and how they raise their children. They have a term called mama's boy, where the mother is basically having the boy to rely on him, like heavily. And it's like, you got to teach your son that, that's why the father's supposed to be there, to teach your son that you have to know how to move on your own, teach you how to be self-reliable and independent. But it's like this society heavily teaches women to be independent, and the fucked up thing about it is so ironic, because how y'all jacking y'all independent, and yet y'all got all these simps out there helping you out, serving you, and then you have the government serving you, And for the most part, since I mentioned that the real men out here are the men of the Lord, because, all right, the Israelite man, the Most High, that's the Most High's chosen nation, Israelites, but he has a chosen group within the chosen nation that he's going to deal with and save. He's not going to save the whole nation of his people. I mean, he did that in Egypt, and then ironically, he killed off 2/3 in the wilderness back then. And even though he saved them out the land, he's going to pretty much not even save y'all out the land of America. He's going to mostly destroy y'all here, And then the thing is that a lot of Israelite men out there, there's going to be a lot of them dying, more than ever, because the Most High is just going to do away with whoever is not in this truth. Because I made that video about how Jacob's trouble will be survival of the fittest, and that's pretty much where I'm getting at with this. Survival of the fittest is going to be who could keep the laws and commandments to the best of their ability, and who has this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. That's why it's going to be the stability at that times, and the strength of that of salvation as well. That's why they say the fear of the Lord is his treasure, which a lot of people are not really taught on how to have real fear of the Heavenly Father, and they're going to learn the hard way, and they're going to be like little bitches out here. And then when you see the prophecy of Zephaniah, the first chapter, going all around those lines of verse 14 to 18, and when you consider Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 6 to verse 7, you're going to see that the Most High is going to make all these so-called tough men, mighty men, that's either UFC fighters, MMA fighters, or mostly in the military, whatever, pretty much group out there of men that's considered to be as tough guys on on social media, because a lot of people will feel like, oh, because they do some rigorous training, they do a lot of exercising and stuff, and they have this enormous amount of strength, that those men will be considered as as badass, like tough guys. Most High gonna make those men turn out to be the biggest bitches of all time. And if it's gonna be a food shortage out here in Jacob's Trouble, how you gonna have food to pretty much train? That requires a lot of energy, and consuming food is gonna build your energy, and you need energy to exercise, right? So yeah. So then a lot of these women, they try to overlook the fact of polygamy, and polygamy is actually a righteous thing, because it was in the ancient world. And then a lot of these women, even the ones that are Christians as well, within our people, they'll be like, oh, that was a long time ago, in the Bible, those times were over with, those are a long time ago. They don't want to mention about how the Most High is going to bring this time period to come back again. You see? And it's just like a level of cognitive dissonance they have, because they don't want to accept the truth. And that's why we say women are usually the weaker vessel. But you actually have women out there that's actually, you got some sincere sisters out there that actually, believe and feel like this truth is like, necessary for them to listen to. So you have some sincere sisters out there that the Most High already ordained, for the man of the Lord to pretty much, save her, and for her to be with that man. Yeah, because at the end of the day, even though the most of the population, when you consider 2/3 of our people, and then the 1/3, most women make up the 2/3, and same thing as the 1/3, most women make up the 1/3. But there's many more 2/3 obviously than there are 1/3. I mean, there's many more 2/3 women than there are 1/3 women. But still, the ratio in that day is like, the day of Isaiah 4:1, if you considering the 1/3 woman, is gonna be like 7 to 1, 7 women to 1 man. And I feel like since the Most High really cares about our people, and he don't really count the heathens like, as his people, I'm pretty sure he means like 7, to 1 like man, meaning like 1 Israelite man pertain to like 1 Israelite man, you know what I mean? It's just like numbers in the end of the day, but it's like a ratio, you feel me? So, and women gonna really understand, and you're gonna see that these times that we're coming into, they're gonna stop that Me Too movement bullshit and being independent and thinking that they could do everything on their fucking own. And they're gonna really come to that realization when reality slaps them in the face and give them one good kick in the ass. and they're gonna have to be put in certain situations just to accept the Isaiah 4:1. Yeah. They're gonna see so much hell out here. You're gonna see a lot of these basic ass men out here dying. You know, because I mean, in the scriptures it tells you what really makes a real man is a man that serves Yahweh Shah. That's what makes a real man. In the book of Proverbs, it tells you that's all duty of man to serve the Most High. And the Most High will make you a man because, you know, when you follow the law, statute, commandments, that's maturity spiritually. And you will know certain things in life that's going to pertain to your salvation, which is this truth, you know? And it's not really only knowing, but you have to also move like you know too. You know, because it's an action that speaks louder than words type of thing. And like the woman said in that video, because I think the video, when I looked at it at first, how I found it was not through Amawan Gabar. I mean, I saw that he did a video on it, but I saw it before he did that video on it. So pretty much when this brother, I think it was Zebulon Warrior, pretty much on his Instagram stories, because yeah, I do have an Instagram account that's pertaining to this truth, you know, and that regards my channel, my YouTube channel as well, the same icon I have. So pretty much you're gonna see it, you know, Warrior for Yasharahla. Yeah, I pretty much have seen that video on the Instagram stories, and that brother, I have a feeling, yeah, it was Zebulon Warrior, because I, you know, saw him like the video, and out of all of the brothers I've added, he liked the video, you know, so, you know, definitely was him. He, you know, from Washington, he's from Washington, D.C., he shared the video and put it on his story. I watched it, and I was like, you know, the full clip, and I was like, wow, you know, that sister really, you know, I'm glad she understood how real it is, and the struggle's finna be real, you know, when it's coming to how much men is gonna be out there. And all right, you're gonna have men out there that's gonna go crazy too. Yeah, let's not forget that, because Elder Kazak did a video, I think it was on his channel, The End My Friend, or it was on Hasten Is Coming or whatever, but he definitely did a video saying that everyone will be like the Joker. And when you consider how everybody doesn't really have this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, that only mostly the men of the Lord have this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, yeah, man, a lot of people are not going to be stable in their mind. They're going to go insane, because this truth is what keeps you sane, especially in the times of Jacob's trouble, because the Most High is going to look out for you, you know? Because, I mean, if he gave you the understanding, he actually sent the angel to give you that understanding. And when he sees that you're being sincere and humble with this thing to the best of your ability, he's gonna work with you, and he's gonna deliver you out your situations. That's, you know, that's gonna come, because it's like he's gonna have to show you those type of miracles, you know. It's gonna be like extra faith boosters, you know. But it's like, if you serving the Most High, at the end of the day, he got you, you know. Just serve him the best way you can, the best way possible. And a lot of these women out here that be like, man, they don't want a man, they don't need a man, that are LGBTQ themselves, that fucking get male hormones, sex change operations, and to the point where they look like a damn man. Yeah, y'all finna be in y'all finna really see terror from the Most High, and the Most High finna have y'all to run back to how y'all used to be when y'all were born, you know, because he made you biologically as a woman, and y'all gonna you're gonna have men out here crying like little bitches. So how much more y'all women out there? So y'all gonna really understand how precious it is to have a man in that time. Y'all finna change y'all ways. Whatever order that man sets up in his house, that surviving man out there, you're gonna follow it. And it's going to be all righteous because it's going to pertain to the 613 laws and commandments, you know? It's going to pertain to the order and the ways of the Lord, of the Heavenly Father. The order that he established in the beginning, you're going to have to follow it. And you're going to accept it. And that's how the Most High is, man. He could put you through so much wickedness where you're so fed up and it's like you want to change, you know? You want to appreciate the righteousness. And yeah, man, I mean, at this point, when you see Esau, man, the wickedness that he's doing, you're going to want to accept that righteousness. Especially when you see it, when he goes on his full wrath. I'm talking about that Revelation 12 and 12. When he goes on that type of time and when he, you know, fulfills that prophecy on a whole nother level. Because this man he have a short time and he's just going to get worse and worse over time. To the point where Yahweh Shai got to pull up with a innumerable amount of angels to pretty much put this man out of power. And, you know, it's pretty dramatic because, you know, we already know that one angel is enough to destroy a whole, you know, entire planet or universe. But the Lord really got to show Esau, like, what he's about, you know. But yeah, pretty much like a lot of you women, y'all gonna have to accept this. This is a reality, man. You know. And no, this is not no fucking Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. You women are not gonna be running your big ass mouth, talking y'all shit no more. The Most High gonna actually put a silence on you, woman. Y'all gonna feel so ashamed. Y'all gonna feel like with all the shit y'all been through out there, all the near-death experiences the Most High is gonna really put you through. When you see Esau going on a whole crazy another level, and even 2/3 going crazy too, you know. So your woman gonna have to be in, probably is gonna have to take y'all to be maybe even raped out there, or nearly raped, you know, judged out there in any type of way. The Most High gonna put you through that judgment, throw you in a sex trafficking, human trafficking camp, you know, a ring, so that you could pretty much humble yourself. Y'all gonna be forced to be humbled in that day. You know, I didn't make those previous videos for no fucking reason. That was actually purposeful, you know, and y'all disliking these videos and all that shit, you know. Hey, man, you're a target to Esau, and y'all don't know that. You know, Esau got y'all on a blue list, you know, as somebody on, you know, when they have the red list, blue list, yellow list. He got people on that target, man. People that be watching these videos, he be targeting people like that. You know? And these are the people that he gonna try to come to your house and break the door down 4 in the morning or 3 in the morning and try to take you and hold you hostage in a concentration camp or detention center. Yeah. This shit is real. And even for y'all that talk a lot of shit, commenting or your bullshit, false doctrines and all that other shit, Esau gonna come for y'all too. And the ones that dislike the videos as well. Anyhow you watch the videos, and the most I see you talking shit, sharing it and making fun of it on social media, Esau, you know, he sees those things. He could trace it back, and it's gonna trace back to you. And he's gonna put your ass in a concentration camp. The Most High gonna have the spirit to where he gonna get you fucked up out there. So how you like those apples? You know. So yeah, but I don't want to make this video longer than it should have to be. You know, that scripture And a lot of brothers like to bring that point up when it's coming to topics like this and how that woman mentioned it. One last scripture I want to bring out, pertaining to how hard time's going to be. When you consider Isaiah 32 verse 2, I'm going to bring that out. It says, and a man shall be in a hiding place from the wind and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of the water in dry place at the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. So basically, rivers of water in dry place could only make you think of being thirsty, and y'all women are going to be thirsty for a man of the Lord. Y'all are going to be thirsty mainly for a man of the Lord. And what the Lord said, he said that when you consider the prophecy of Isaiah chapter 13 verse 12, he says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. And shit, we're gonna be so precious in that day, man. Even more precious than Solomon's gold. Solomon's gold was pretty much the gold that it was worth way more than the gold of Mansa Musa or whatever, because Solomon was like the wisest and richest king of all time. And if you could receive it, that was Yahushua in the past reincarnation. So a lot of people are going to really see that the Most High dealing with the men of the Lord. Not just any Israelite man, the man of the Lord. Yep, it has to be segmented to that level where I have to pretty much I know the Most High, he got a favorite people, but he has a chosen group that he wants to save first. That's more significant to him than, the rest of his people, which is the 2/3, 2/3 are kind of irrelevant, and the Most High gonna show them how irrelevant they are in Jacob's trouble when they die out there, and they're gonna be calling on the Lord, and the Lord is gonna laugh at them in their calamity. That tells you in Proverbs, the first chapter, going down to verse 20, somewhere around those lines. Yeah, and when the Most High is putting us through this affliction, where he's trying us as gold in the fire and refining us as silver is refined, as it tells you in Zechariah chapter 13 verse 8 through 9 about the 1/3. Yeah, and who's on top of that 1/3 is the chosen within the chosen, which is the elect, the 144,000. The 1/3 is like the rest of the elect. So the Most High is gonna try to refine certain people that's considered as, well, the 144,000 and the 1/3 in their respective times, because everybody comes to the truth differently at different times, and the Most High is gonna really make men out there that don't have this truth. He's gonna make them, they're gonna be just wasted out there. But as for a man in the Lord, he's gonna be like a river in the water in a dry place, and he's also gonna be like a like it says, like a hiding place from the wind, which the wind represents destruction. Because when you consider hurricanes or tornadoes, that's like a destructive force of wind. But it's just an example of just destruction in general, and a great, shadow like of a rock in a weird place. Pretty much like we're gonna be a refuge to these women, because since we build our house upon a rock, which is Yahweh Shem Yahshai, mentioned that seek first the kingdom, everything else shall be added unto you. That was written in the scriptures, and I think Yahweh Shai said that, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so at the end of the day, you want to put your knowledge, you want to put your head upon knowledge, wisdom, understanding, not upon searching for woman and putting your head up woman's ass, because women are nothing more than just kids in the end of the day. And when you have knowledge, wisdom, understanding, the Most High, He may even have to maybe put you through certain situations where you're gonna have to feel like, you know, it's gonna pretty much make you move more spiritually. You know, you're gonna have to basically have the urge to move like Yahweh, you know, and the rest of the prophets and its truth. You know, because it's like we all try to move like Yahweh, because Yahweh was the ultimate role model. You know, and many prophets in this truth was actually, you know, they had some that were eunuchs. You know, that were single, they didn't really marry no woman or nothing. Yeah. And many prophets are like, you know, they're reincarnated, they're back here today. We just don't know who's who. And we just gotta pretty much be in this truth. And the Most High is gonna give us our woman, you know, starting in that day of Isaiah 4:1. And then it's just gonna get better from there, even to the kingdom. You know? And then we're gonna have a variety of women, you know. We're gonna have women that are from the 12 tribes, from a range of light skin to dark skin. And you're gonna have a lot of women out there that's gonna mostly look to having, like, you know, like darker skin, you know, because dark skin is gonna be like the best skin tone out there. So I mean, a lot of people like fair skin and light skin, but nah, it's gonna be dark skin. But you know, we're gonna have women of all type of varieties. Then we're gonna have like women that from different nations, even concubines like, you know, Edomites, you know, Moab, Ammon. You know, we're gonna have a whole pretty much abundance of women. So yeah, so we're gonna be good, you know. And like the sister said in that video, a lot of y'all women out there, y'all not capable of having, like, what can y'all provide to the table to make y'all think y'all need one man? Exactly. I don't give a damn if you a fucking Judith. I don't give a damn if you're Sarah, you know, if you're that type of woman. You know, at the end of the day, you have periods, right? Y'all have period blood, and the scriptures actually says that you're supposed to cut off your woman for 7 days if she has an issue with the blood. So you have to cut her off for, like, you know, for 7 days, which is a week. She can't sleep where you sleep. She can't sit down in certain places. She has to have like a covering when she sits down, like something to, like, you know, and she has to be the only person to sit on that type of covering. So yeah, and she has to sleep in a designated place. You know, we have laws on dealing with, you know, certain matters, you know, even with women. And then it's like Esau don't teach these things because he's a fucking devil. And you women out there, like, I don't care if y'all the most sincere woman in the world. I don't care in the kingdom. Y'all, I mean, y'all will have spiritual power too, but y'all still gonna be in subjection and submission to your man, because he's your head in the end of the day. I don't care if y'all have, like, yeah, like I mentioned, it's like spiritual power in that day. You know, even though y'all gonna be in submission of your man, unto your man, y'all gonna have to share. Yeah. And y'all only gonna deal with that one man for eternity. Yep. You're not gonna be jumping from no Pookie Ray Ray, Tyrone, no Chad, no Tom, Dick, and Harry. No, none of those. You're not gonna be sticking with that one man for the rest of your entire life. And he's gonna basically have infinite women. Yes. He's gonna keep getting more women. He's gonna keep getting more, yeah, more blessings, more concubines, more wives. Yep. So starting from the time of Jacob's trouble in Isaiah 4:1, it's a prophecy that hits. He's going to get a woman from there, and it's going to keep increasing from there and even to the kingdom. So the elect will have a head start. The 2/3, I mean, yeah, they will have thousands of women in the kingdom when they come back in their righteous minds. in their bodies as well. They're gonna get thousands of women, and then it's gonna increase from them from there on. Their starter pack will be like, thousands of women. Us, it's like we're gonna have millions to the thousands they get. So you best believe that. So yeah. And with that, like, made this video longer than it should have been. Don't want to make it too long. So I hope I made the lesson edifying. I'd like to give all glory, praises, honor to Adonai Yahweh, Bashim Shalom Laki Avashai, Bashim Kakadash, double honor to the apostles and elders, great millstone, peace and teacher, don't fall lack, Yah Bashim Rashai, Babakashah, Shalak Rayam, Adawam, Wagawayam, Bwa Ababa, Shalom.